Okay, we're going to go over a review problem with percent of change. So go and turn to page 225 now, and we'll go back to the actual lesson. But 225, and I want you to do number 12. I want you to state whether each percent of change or this percent of change is increase or decrease, and then tell me what that percent is, and I'll work it out with you guys if you forgot over the weekend. So I'm doing number 12. This is review of Thursday. All right, so percent of change. You always get the amount of change, and you would divide that by the original amount. So again, this should be in your notes. If not, you can write it in to make sure you get it. So here, the original was $100, the new is $59. So how much did that price change? How much did that price change? Right? $41. So we'll put 41. That's the numerator. And how much was the original amount? 100. So what your job is once you get that fraction is to either change it to a decimal and then a percent, or in this case, this is nice, right? You just change this to a percent. Any method you want to go to getting that, get that into a percent. So what would you get?
41% decrease.
Okay, 41%. Oh, 41%. And yes, you have to state whether it's an increase or decrease. In this case, it's a decrease. Okay, that wasn't too bad. But the whole idea is to remember this, get it here, change it into a percent, whatever method you use. Okay, any questions on that? How to get increase, decrease? That was what we did on Thursday last week. So not too bad, I hope. All right, now we're going to go back to page 223. We're actually going to get some different types of problems that deal with percent of change, but not just finding that percent of change, actually finding the difference. So can someone read for me example number 2, please? Example number 2. Jack, go ahead. It's Aita, I think.
Aita received a coupon in the mail, offering her a 20% discount on the price of a pair of jeans at Jean Express. Aita visited the store and found a pair of jeans she wanted to buy. That cost $48. What will be the discount price?
Okay, so on this problem, she has a 20% coupon, and she wants to buy pants that cost $48. So what will she have to pay at the end with that discount applied? So this is example number 2, and this is how I want to structure these problems so you know how to do these on your own. All right, what is she trying to buy here? A pair of, oh yeah, we'll call them jeans the way they call them, a pair of jeans. And how much does those cost originally? They cost $48, okay, $48. And she has a discount of what? 20%. These are the two pieces of info you need. All right, there are two main ways to work these problems out. I'm going to work it out one way, and then if you can figure out the other way, great. But I want to go one way because I was working through these examples. I'm like, if I go through each way every time, it's going to take a long time. So I might go to it, but I won't. I might reference it, but I won't do it that way. All right, I want to find what is the discounted price. So I want to know what 20% of 48 is. Right? Won't they tell me how much I save? If I find 20% of 48, that'll tell me how much money I save. So if I say 20% of $48, what can I do to rewrite that into a mathematical phrase? Claire?
20 over 100.
Okay, you could do 20 over 100. You could do 0.2, either one. I'll leave that for now. And then what does of mean?
Equals 48 over X or something.
Of means times, and then just 48 bucks. On these problems, you can use either the decimal form or the fractional form, which would be 1/5. So either one of these to figure out what 20% of 40 is. Your choice, okay? You could do whichever one. I don't know why, but I would say I would prefer on these problems the decimal form because a lot of them are going to have $48.55, $48.37. So getting the decimal might help you out, but you can do the fractional problem. Okay, so I'm multiplying these out. I get 48 times 0.2. I get my 16, my 9, decimal point right there. So how much money does Ayita save on these jeans? How much does she save? 9.6. Wait, what? Jenna? Not yet. You just write it as $9.60. That's how much she's saving. So if you have a 20% discount on a pair of jeans that cost $48, you save $9.60. Now, is that how much she's paying? What? Oh, that'd be a lot. So what do you do with those numbers now that you have? I got this number. That's how much I save. That's how much it originally was. So what do you think I do, Jackson? Yeah, you're going to do 48 minus 9.6. 48, and I'll put a decimal, minus 9.6. Okay, you're subtracting. You can put the dollars and all that and put extra zeros, but you don't have to. I'm going to borrow. Got my 4. Borrow again. Got my 8. 3. 38.4. That's how much she pays. Is that how I say it? Yeah, go pay 38.4. No, $38 and 40 cents. So you got to write it as you would typical amount of money. Yep.
Could you just do a proportion?
You could. You could say 20%, so 2 over 10 or 1 over 5. But what you have to be careful of is where does that 48 go? If you want to do a proportion, I'll write it right here. So 1 over 5. Where's the 48 go on this other one? X over 48. Okay, and then cross multiply. Fine. Do it that way. You can do it. All right. That's how much money she pays. Let's go ahead and work out number 8 on page 225. So this is what you're going to have to deal with on these problems. Number 8. You have a CD player, and that costs you $149, and then a discount of 15%. All right. How am I going to find out how much I have to pay after the discount? So you would pay $149, but then after this discount, how much I pay? All right, I'm going to refer to the other way of working this out. And if you get it, great. If you don't get it, it's fine. Do you notice on that last problem, I found 20% of 48? Okay, that makes sense. But what if I found 80% of 48? What would that give me? What would 80% of 48 give me? Does anyone know? It's circled. Ready? 80% of 48. So 80%, I'm going to put like this, right? 64, 32, 38, 38 point. Oh, whoa. It gives me the amount of money I pay, right? So do you guys remember that? Well, I hope you guys know this. An item costs 100% of its price. Does that make sense? A $1 water bottle costs 100% of $1. If you discount it 20%, how much are you paying? What percent are you paying? If you save 20%, you should pay 80%, which is right there. That's another way to do it. So I'm going to see if you guys can think of it on this problem. If I'm saving 15%, how much percent am I paying? What percent am I paying of that item? Anyone know? I know Jack knows. Anyone? Let's see. Harrison, what do you think? If you're saving 15%, what percent are you paying?
Oh, like 85%.
85%. How did I figure that out? How did you figure it out? It says 100 minus 15 would be 85. You're paying 85% of the 149. So you're paying 85% of the 149. So what kind of problem is this? I would say it's a multiplication problem of decimals. Do you guys see that? Could you do it a different way? You can find 15% of 149, and then that number gets subtracted from 149. Or you can just take it one step right here. One step. These are the fun parts. 149 times 85. Go ahead and work that out if you haven't already. This is going to test your multiplication skills. You can pass this around and look at my example 3. That's my multiplication. It's tough. You see all those columns, all those zeros, all those carries? Let's pass that around. Oh my. Oh no. And once it gets passed around, I'll tell you, I'll give you a little word of hope. How about that? All right, 45, 24, 7, 0, 72, 39, 11, 5, 6, 2, 1. Don't forget your decimal. How many got $126.65? Look at example 3 on my paper. That's what I had to do. And the reason I give that to you because I'm going to give you the easy way and the hard way. Yeah. Sorry, how many of you got 126.65? Sorry, raise your hand. Just want to be able to see it. If you didn't get it, find out what happened here in your work. Okay. That's what Mr. A does for fun. Actually, can I give you a little confession here? Let me explain it right now. No, actually, I can't explain why, but I'll explain another situation. Cross country, you know how I wish I had a cart that could follow you guys, so I could kind of cheer you on, because running out and cheering is kind of hard to do. But what I would do is when you guys would go off in your first lap, I would stand especially at one of the last meets, I stood there with my clipboard. I'm just sitting here waiting. So I try to find the square root of, I forget what number, 7 to the nearest 100,000. And I used Mr. Hubbard's paper, so I just started guessing, checking, and I'm sitting there. And it's still not here, okay. And then Mr. Hubbard looked at I gave it back to him because I didn't want the paper. And he's like, what'd you do on this paper? I did the square root of 7 to the nearest whatever it was. But I like doing that because it helps me keep my mind sharp. Because if I'm not doing these problems, I'm like, wait, what's 7 times 9? What is it, guys? 63. 12 times 11? 132. 12 times 9. Some of you do it automatically. That's great. If you don't do it automatically, please figure it out because these problems become hard. What's 9 times 8? 72. You guys do like this thing here, right? I don't know who does that, but some of you are doing that. I'm like, there you go. Good job, Jenna. All right. Example number 3 looks like a good one to do. Okay, let's go ahead and go to example number 3, and let's figure out how to do this one. 2 ways to do it, 2 main ways to do it. There's an easier one and there's a tougher one. Yeah, we'll make it easy. How about that? Okay, example 3. Can somebody read that problem for me? It's Katie Danko. Jenna, go ahead. Okay, so what is she buying here? A ring. How much does it cost? Yeah, you know why people do it odd pricing? Because they make you think it's cheaper than it actually is. That's $170, by the way. You're like, no, it's $169, or that's about $160. No, it's $170. But it tricks you into thinking that. And what was the sales tax? 5 3/4. We don't really look at it that much that way. 5.75%. Okay, 5.75%. All right. The last problem. Let me help you out. We're talking about percentage change. You're like, what does this even have to do with that? Do you guys notice that the percent of change was a decrease of 15% because you had to pay less than what it was worth? What do you think this problem is now? Percent of increase, because it was 100%, and now how much you're adding percentage-wise? 5.75%. So for that ring, because of sales tax, you're paying 105.75% of the ring's cost. Okay, that's a percent increase. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it the easier way, which if you were looking at the paper was the, where is it? The top way. You're like, I don't remember what the top way, it was just a bunch of numbers. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find what is 5.75 of 169.99. What does that word of mean? Times. So I'm going to multiply these two together, but what do I have to do to this first? Change it into a fraction or a... So, do you think the fraction is going to be the nice way of doing it? I don't think so. How do you change this to a decimal, though? So how do you change it? But it's a percent. So it becomes 169.99 times... make sure I get this 0.0575. Go. No one in this room, not one of you, will do this in your head. You will all show me work. You do it in your head, it's a nice X on that problem. There's no way you do this in your head. I'm sorry, Mr. A. Okay, don't even save your excuse, save your reasoning. You didn't do it in your head. So please show me work. And I'm not giving you many of these. I'm not going to give you a ton. But I do want you to try it out. Now I have to do this again. All right. No. Thank you, but no. I'll give you some hope. Don't worry. I'll give you some hope.
The last one still
And there's a pattern of the first and the last. And don't forget your decimal place. And once you get your numbers, and I'm checking mine, fourth time's the charm. All right. You have one. All right. Once you get your number, how many of you got 9.774425? What a fun number. Okay. Now, do you say that? Does someone ring you up and say, all right, you owe me $9.774425? What do you do with these kind of numbers where you have, it's dollars and cents, and you have a decimal that keeps going for a long time? You have to do what with the cents place or the hundredths place? What should you do? Yep. Sorry. What should you do with that number? Round it. All right, 7. Does it go up or stay the same? So how much did they pay for tax? $9.77. That's how much the sales tax was. All that for tax? Yeah. I'm thankful for calculators, aren't you? Okay. Oh my, the other way is hard. I'm not going to even go the other way. All right, is this what they wanted to know, how much the sales tax was? They want to know how much Katie Danko is going to pay for that whole ring. So what do you do with that 977?
You add it to 169.
Add it to that 169 here. 169.99. So remember 16, 17, 19, 7, 1. So how much is Katie Danko paying for this whole ring? $179.76.
Actually, that's
That's a waste of money.
some of them are like,
Yeah, that's a nice. Save the diamonds for the wedding, I would say. All right, or for Super Bowl ring. Okay. Anyway.
Mr. Energy One.
the Browns.
Wait, who played? I forget.
Patriots and Falcons.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was just such a. You won Atlanta to win because you were winning it, and then you got to give all the credit to Patriots because they just destroyed them at the end. Anyway, I'm gonna give you some hope here. Listen up. Okay, some of you don't want it. I won't give it. Okay, this is the hardest. This is the hardest problem you'll do in this lesson. They're not that hard. The other multiplication problems are not that intense, so don't worry about it. You're not going to have to multiply this kind of number by this kind of number on these problems, okay? You will have to multiply it 169 times 0.575, but that saves you, that's in and of itself, a lot to do, a lot to add there. How many of you got to this answer? You worked it all the way through.
Close.
Okay, you got close. How many of you got it? Okay, listen to me carefully. If you got close or you got all the way to it, I would say, hey, that's great. Praise the Lord. You got through a long problem and you made it to the end the right way. If you didn't get it, what happened? You have to ask yourself, what happened? There's so many numbers. Okay, so like which 9? You know what's cool about this problem? Look at the 84995. 84995. It's like the same product. Anyway. All right, let's work out number 10 on page 225. Number 10. I got a look at this is the problem you're doing. A sweater is $45, nice and even. And then your sales tax is 6.5%. So number 10 on page 225. Use a different piece of paper. A sweater for $45. And the sales tax is going to be 6.5%. Okay, 6.5%. So what are you looking for here? I'm looking for 6% of $45. But what do you have to do to the percent first? Change it to a decimal. So you're going to move it twice. 1, 2. So it's 0.065 times 45. And these are the kind of problems you're doing, so don't feel too overwhelmed. I hope you guys get this one. Begging for math, I know that. Okay, I got 2.925. Is that how much you pay for tax? What do you have to do with that number? Round it to the nearest tenth, to the nearest hundredth, yeah. 2.93, 2.93. $2.93 is what you're paying for tax. How much are you paying for that sweater? Well, what do you do with that? And then, again, these are nice problems because they're not going to be as hard as that last example. You're paying $47.93. Keep working it out if you haven't gotten there. That's fine. Let's see if you can get there. If you can get there, you're good. Okay. Times are running out. All right, who got $47.93? And I see people are still working, so keep going. Any questions on this so far? This was a percent of increase. You have to increase it by 6.5% to pay the total amount. And just when you thought the problems were done. Oh, I get this, Mr. A. We got the toughest problem of them all. Last problem here, but we'll do it together. Oh my. Oh my. Oh no. Okay. Any questions on number 10 before I go to the last one here? All right, the last one, you have a couple problems of this in your homework. Look at number 9 on the same page. Number 9. Oh my, what happened here? Okay. When there is a discount and sales tax, first compute the discount price and then compute the sales tax and final price. All right, listen to me. No. See, that's where we have to be careful. All right, they're buying shoes. How much are the shoes? How much are they? $89.99. All right, they're going to get a discount. That means they're going to get a reduction in the price. Of what percent? 10%. And then at the end of it all, they're going to have to pay sales tax. Now, some people are super tempted to say 6% or 6.5. What is it? 6? Okay. Some people are tempted to say, oh, I know what to do to make this problem so easy. If your discount is 10% and your sales tax is 6%, why don't you just do 4%? It doesn't work that way. You first have to get the discount, and then you have to get the sales tax in, well, okay. You'll see here, maybe we'll have some of you test it out. All right, what's the discount of 10% going to be off of $89.99? So I'm looking for 10% of $89.99. You're like, Mr. A, you're making us do this? Yes, I'm making you do that. Okay. So 89.99. Look how easy this problem is going to be. Times 0.1. 9. Where does that decimal point go? Okay, so what is the discount that you get? Look at that number. Don't say the wrong thing. Sir? $9. It's $9. You paid $9 less. That's your discount. So what do I have to do with that $9 and the original price? Subtract. And what do I get? What's $89.99 minus 9? $80.99. $80.99. All right. $80.99. All right. That's how much you're paying so far for those shoes. That's your discount. But then what do you have to do with that price if there's a sales tax of 6%?
Will you use this tax when you find out for the discount price or the actual price?
Say that again.
For the sales tax, will you find it for the discount price or the actual price?
Discount price. They want you to get the discount and then off of that discount find the sales tax. Yep. So that's what I'm paying, and that's what they'll ring me up at the register, and then they'll hit enter, and then I will add the 6%. But what is 6%? What is 6% of 80.99? 6% of 80.99. I don't know. So you figure it out. It's times, right? You multiply 80.99 times 0.06. Don't forget to move that decimal twice. Oh man, I got to do all this. 54, 59, 5, 48, 1, 2, 3, 4. How much is the tax here? No, $4.86. $4.86. That's my answer. Yes, got it. What do you do with it? 2? There we go. So I get my, and I hope you guys can do this quickly. You don't have to. You can work it out all the way like this. You get 5, 15, 17, 18, 5, 8. So how much are you paying for these shoes after it all is said and done? Yeah, too much. Nice. $85.85. So. AKA. Yeah, and do you see, like, people... Okay, what I'm going to do here is when you guys are working, I'm going to get just 4% of this and add it to it or subtract it and find out that's not what I would have gotten taking it each one separately. All right, your homework tonight is 13 to 29. Drum roll, please. All right, I'm going to turn off Swivl.